I was just talking about the play that I went to see uh, up in over in Burbank, and it's actually called "The Civility of Albert Cashier," and not bad. It's worth seeing. And they said emotions come out, the emotional laxatives in music that happen can be because of the words, the music, and whatever. As I say in one of the quotes, one of the songs uses the phrase, "His how will history remember us when we're gone?" And I would remind you of my friend Betty DeGeneres, who helped me with the grief and loss book, available on Amazon.com. Uh, Under Jim Gordon, PhD, and in the grief and loss section. But when she was helping me with the editing and the writing and the motivating of the book, she said, she hit me strongly with one day where she said, "Who would cry when I die? Who will really cry? Will they cry just because, or will there be a real reason? Will we remember some of our special people?" In her case, because her daughter was a celebrity, she knew that a lot of the people that hung out with her weren't really as interested in her as they were in getting connected to the daughter. Okay? And I understand that. I understand what's going on. And I think that that's where the play the other night, when that thing came out, um, you know, I thought it hit me because I thought, yeah, what legend will I leave? If you've ever seen the play 13, or I think the movie out too, but Theodore Roosevelt says to the young newsies in 1910 or whatever it is, and he said, when I die, he said, I'd like to tell you that I fixed all the problems and I've solved all the problems in the world. But he said, best I can do is tell you you're still going to have problems, but I hope I've taught you some ways to handle the problems. There's different ways people remember people. The day I croak, I know that I've influenced many people who influence many other people, including musicians, actors, dancers, politicians, that sort of thing. And I helped get some laws through the state of California having to do with recreational vehicles back in the 70s, okay, to make them safer. So we do things. Make sure your life has some purpose, okay? And you don't always know what the purpose is. Sometimes, as I say, when my friend from France called 2 days after he'd gone back to Paris, or not to Paris, but to Cannes, he called and he said he was in tears for an hour and a half. He said, I really got emotional over there and got very involved. And he said, it was great. And he said, you helped me and your friends helped me become more comfortable with myself. And that wasn't our goal. It was just, hey, we're enjoying you and let's see how it goes. And we do influence people sometimes. We do help people sometimes. We do help we help our animals. We train animals. We try to, our animals help us when they look at us like, "Hey, I'm glad you're home." Okay? Or why did you come home? But that's the cats. That's another story. But we do learn from others. We do influence others. We do interact with people. And that's important. Okay? So if you get bored, go see The Civility of Albert Cashier. And they say it cuts a lot of things about the world issues that were going on during the Civil War. It was the North versus the South, and they had the only real different ideas. I mean, there were a lot of different ideas, but part of it was the North is like everybody should be able to do whatever they want. The South was nope, blacks are blacks, whites are whites, and that's it. And but then it also the South was totally into raising tobacco, cigarettes, and everything else, and the North was more industrial. All right, different ideas, but our country's a big country. We all have different ideas, and we just need to live where we're comfortable. I'm always telling people, I love LA. Why do I love LA? Because it makes me feel good. I see myself as a uh, intensely mellow person. And what does that mean? That means I like intense things, but I need also to be able to chill. New York is intense. Hawaii is mellow, or Kansas is in some areas. LA, it's intensely mellow. You can be in the mountains, you can be at the ocean, you can be in the middle of, you can have 30,000 different things to do on the weekend, plays, movies, whatever, or you can go hide in the hills or hide in your condominium quietly. hiding quietly in the middle of New York City is not easy. I spend a lot of time in Paris, and it's the same sort of thing there. Okay? Find yourself, find what you want, define yourself, and you'll be able to figure out where you are. And I would also throw in over and over that if you're happy 80% in a relationship, friendship, work, job, or town, or where you live, you're probably happy. If you tell me it's 100%, you're denying. You're lying. It can't be 100%. But if you start getting down 50, 60%, maybe time to move on to something else. Okay? 80% of the time when I land at LAX, I like to sit on the right side of the cockpit or in the cabin so I can see Sunset Boulevard when we're landing, and I'm like, I'm almost home. I can see my condo. I can see my boulevard. I can see what's going on. Makes me happy. If I'm looking and I'm thinking, I'm back, then I need to move. Okay? Take care of yourselves and become a legend. Not always in your own mind like Angeline, but become a legend.